couple of minutes before the all in on the last round of the festival here at Stafford Moor. I've drawn Tanner's peg 17, which is a good peg, but it's in a tough section, and it isn't the best, the peg that you want, that you'd run to in this section, but it's still a good peg, so there's always a chance of it. I've got 6 points at the moment, and I'm lying with droppers. I'm lying 12th in the league. Top 10 get paid. So if I can win a section today, I should be able to get into the frame. However, I've got 2 other people that are on the same points as me in this section. So I've got some of the anglers that have been fishing really well in this section with me this week. So it's going to be really tough. And so, you know, I'm optimistic but realistic. So let's just see how it goes. I'm going to start as I have been doing on Tanner's, which is with a feeder. I've got quite a long chuck to the island. The island out there's almost out of range really for me with my little 10 gram feeder. So I might have to switch to bigger feeders and just keep pushing out there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start shortish and work my way across, trying to pick up fish. You know, I've even got a window feeder with me, which I've got not because I want the properties of the window feeder, but because I want the castability of the window feeder. I've only bought a little 9-foot rod with me on this holiday, so I'm looking at how far I can cast. So that's how it's going to be. So next time you see me, we'll be fishing, guys. Right, 1 hour update, or 1 hour 15 minutes actually. We've I've just landed my 7th Carasio. I've lost a carp. Well, I didn't lost a carp. I landed a carp, put it back. Obviously, that was my first put. And I've just been throwing the 3-hole feeder as far as I can. So I'm clipped up to fish a lot further over, but I've just been throwing 3-hole feeder as far as I can. Not particularly accurately, because it's very hard to be accurate with this crosswind and the little tiny feeder. And just single pinky and a little bit of Tom Thick's intelligence dart, natural dart that is. And it's been going around occasionally. Richie's my peg on the right, he's got 2 more than me. I think I've got the same, if not 1 or 2 more than the guy on 16 to my left. And Ryan's had a few, but I don't know how many I haven't been able to keep him close enough contact on him. He's down on peg 15, 2 pegs to my left. I think it's between Ryan, myself and Richie as to who's got, you know, most weighted Carasios at the moment. I think Richie's he's on peg 18 to my right. He's definitely 2 ahead of me, so he's definitely beating me. I think everybody else is struggling to catch Carasio. 16's had a few, like I say, early on, and then he's slowed down. Lots of carp showing today. I've had 1, 16's had 1, 15's had 1, Richie's had 2. So they're definitely getting involved. I'm just going to keep sitting it out now, keep monitoring how many fish I'm catching per hour and whether I'm falling further behind. If I'm falling further behind, I'll put a bigger feeder on. I'll just go a little bit further for a bit. I'll put the 4-hole on, 20 gram, and just start again trying to find them. These just seem to be just neat ground baits. You're not really feeding them. I feel like it's just a cloud goes in. And then all you've got is your pinky there, and they just come in to investigate the cloud and pick up your pinky. There's a little bit of ground bait on the bottom, obviously, that the feeder brings down with it, just to draw them in if they haven't got one straight away. Quite often you do get one quite quickly. That's it really. Not much to report. I've fed me 2 lines at the start and just topped up both my lines now with a little nugget. Another little nugget of worms, another little nugget of pellets and casters and some crush. I put some casters in my pellets because what I found this week, when I've been fishing with my pellets, it just seems to be attracting smaller stamp fish. And I'm getting plagued. Might be just coincidence. Other people don't seem to be having as many smaller size fish as me. It might be that I'm just the one seeing the bites because of the way I set my rig up, but I don't know. So I've been putting some casters in. I did yesterday over on, when I was on the opposite bank on Tanner's, literally opposite where I'm fishing today. And there were better fish there, but the wind stopped me from really making the most of that. So today I'm hoping that this is about as bad as the wind's going to get, which means it's quite oldable, the pot, and I've purposely not fished as long so that I don't get caught out by the wind again. And also I was hoping, which is what's happened, that I'd get a decent start on the tip, so that if I did have to come onto the pole later, I've been fed it a few times, so I've come a bit short, hoping that I can drag a few fish shorter, especially if I catch them smaller ones, because I want to be whizzing in and whizzing out with them really, because the other guys will be catching the better ones. And I'm hoping the worm line will produce the better stamp fish. If it don't produce many, it just produces the odd one. So that's where we are, that's what we're at. I'll leave it there and catch you in a bit. Right guys, we're 3 hours in, it's just, well, 3 and a bit hours in, it's just gone half 1. And I've kind of been forced onto the pole. I've been out over the pellet line. Had a couple of pellet fish. Just topped it back up, just going to have my first look on my worm line there. Cheers mate, you're a star for doing that for me. Huh? Cheers. Alright guys, this is what, 45 minutes to go to the end of the festival. Definitely not going to be winning our section, we're way off the pace. We won't even be finishing second, I don't think. And we've just not been able to put a run of fish together on the pole lines that are substantial enough. I had one nice skinner short on the worm. And if I go out long I can get bites off skimmers on the pole, on the pellet, but can't seem to put a run of them together. 2 fish and you've got to come off it. It's been hard really. Fishing it right obviously. Nice little lock on this, straight over the feed again. Lower it down slowly, see if anything has it. If not, back on the pellet. Properly towing through it is. There we are, there's something. So that feed. That's what we wanted. That little tiny bit of worm. We'll have another little look, shall we? That took quite a while. Probably fast forward a lot of it for you so you don't realise how long it took. But we got one. Not so you don't realise how long it took, but so that watching it. I'll put a tiny little bit on. So we can nick from these fishes. So there's a decent enough quality of fish, but not exactly what we were looking for. I mean, I might finish the match sitting on this line with a big bit of worm on, just trying to, for the last, 20 minutes or so, trying to nail a lump. But the way that tip started going around at the start, I thought I might be in with a shout. But it's not going to happen for me, I don't think. Well, it's definitely not going to happen for me. There'll be multiple people that have beaten me probably, because people probably made the silver lines work and plugged away and caught me up, I don't know. Let's see how we get on. Wind's got up. Just going to plonk that rig into the swim. I ain't really got much choice, can't sort of lay it in noisily because the wind's just howling around. It don't really matter anyway with a pellet, as long as it doesn't tangle the rig, because it's fishing on the deck pretty quick. Bulk down, just trying to get it on the deck. Just trying to get one of these fish to suck it in. Sometimes I have it dropping into the swim. But it's very difficult to achieve that in this wind. If you lift the pole off the surface of the water, it just rips the pole out of your hand. It'll calm down in a second, it's not been like this much. Well, I'm surprised it hasn't gone under already, I really am. Hoping that means there's a slightly better stamp of fish there.